How to make them miss you badly. Have you ever wished for someone to miss you so deeply that you're the first thing they think of when they wake up and the last before they fall asleep? You're in the right place, because today we're uncovering the secrets to making yourself unforgettable. We'll explore 9 Stoic principles that go beyond just sparking longing. They'll help you become irresistibly memorable in your absence. Seneca once said, "Absence sharpens love, presence strengthens it." Let's discover how to sharpen that love until your absence is truly felt. Make sure you don't skip any part, as each principle is an essential piece of mastering the art of being deeply missed. Before we dive in, here's a small challenge. Drop a comment with the words on their mind. It's short, simple, and captures the essence of what we're discussing today. Plus, it'll be fun to see how many of you join in. Now let's get started with the first principle, self-sufficiency. You might be wondering, how does being self-sufficient make someone miss me more? It's about showing that you're complete on your own, which is both attractive and intriguing in any relationship. Lesson 1. Emotional control. Picture this. When you have emotional control, you're not reacting impulsively to every situation or allowing your emotions to dictate your actions. Instead, you're calm, composed, and deliberate. This stability is not only attractive, but also creates an environment of trust and respect in your relationship. You're able to navigate challenges with a level head, showing that you're in control of your feelings rather than being controlled by them. Your partner begins to see you as someone who can handle life's ups and downs with grace. When you're not easily rattled or reactive, you become a source of strength and calm, making them feel more secure around you. This kind of emotional maturity often leaves them reflecting on your composed nature when you're not there. They remember how you approach conflicts with understanding and balance, and soon, they start to miss that grounded, emotionally stable version of you. Marcus Aurelius once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. By mastering your emotions, you're not shutting yourself off from feelings, but rather, you're showing that you have the inner strength to manage them. This doesn't push your partner away, it draws them closer, as they begin to admire the steadiness you bring into their lives. So, embrace emotional control. It's not about suppressing your feelings, but about channeling them in a way that enhances your relationship. As you cultivate this balance, you'll find them thinking about your calm demeanor long after you've left the room, wishing for that same serenity to return. Lesson 2. Intentional communication. In any relationship, whether romantic, platonic, or professional, communication is key. But not just any communication, intentional communication. Imagine this. Instead of simply reacting to every conversation or saying whatever comes to mind, you're choosing your words with purpose and thoughtfulness. You're listening not just to respond, but to understand. This approach elevates your interactions, fostering deeper connections and reducing misunderstandings. When you practice intentional communication, you're not just talking, you're creating meaningful exchanges. Your partner starts to notice how you engage with them not with haste or impulsivity, but with clarity and care. This makes them feel heard, valued, and understood, which is something they'll miss when you're not around. It's not about saying what they want to hear. It's about being present and speaking with honesty and intention, even during difficult conversations. As Epictetus wisely said, we have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we can listen twice as much as we speak. By embracing this principle, you begin to focus on truly understanding your partner's perspective, rather than just waiting for your turn to speak. This creates a healthy, respectful space where both parties feel safe to express themselves. Intentional communication is also about timing, knowing when to speak and when to hold back. It's about recognizing the impact your words have and choosing to communicate in a way that strengthens the relationship, rather than causing unnecessary friction. As a result, your partner becomes more drawn to your thoughtful and deliberate approach, missing that mindful connection when you're apart. So embrace intentional communication. It's not about manipulating or controlling conversations. It's about ensuring that every word you say adds value to the relationship. By doing this, you're not only enhancing your bond, but also cultivating a sense of admiration and respect that lingers long after the conversation ends. Lesson 3. Acceptance of absence. Imagine this. When you accept absence, you're not anxiously wondering when you'll see them next or trying to fill every moment with contact. Instead, you're embracing the natural space that exists in relationships and understanding that absence can be a powerful tool. This acceptance allows both of you to breathe and reflect. cultivating deeper appreciation rather than anxiety. When you're not constantly seeking to bridge the gap of time apart, your partner begins to feel the weight of that absence. But instead of seeing it as a void, they start to remember you with more clarity. They recall your shared moments, your unique presence, and how much they value you. The space you're allowing isn't about detachment, but about creating room for reflection, curiosity, and longing. As Seneca once said, absence sharpens love, presence strengthens it. By accepting absence, you're sharpening that love, letting it grow in ways it couldn't if you were always present. This doesn't mean becoming indifferent or emotionally distant. It's about trusting that your connection is strong enough to withstand time apart and that the absence will make the heart grow fonder. Instead of fearing it, you embrace the opportunity for both of you to experience life individually. When they're away from you, they'll remember how gracefully you handle the separation, and that emotional strength becomes something they admire and miss. So embrace the acceptance of absence. It's not about pushing them away, but about allowing both of you the space to grow and reflect. By doing so, you foster a deeper appreciation for each other, one that lingers long after you've said goodbye for the day. Trust in the power of that space. It can bring you closer than ever, even when you're miles apart. Lesson 4. Mindfulness in interactions. In our daily interactions, it's easy to fall into the habit of speaking without truly thinking, reacting without reflecting, or rushing through conversations without being present. But what if I told you there's a deeper, more enriching way to engage with others? Mindfulness in interactions teaches us to be fully present, to listen with intent, and to respond thoughtfully. It's about focusing on the here and now, creating meaningful connections by being aware of our words, actions, and the emotions they evoke. Mindfulness, much like the Stoic teachings, centers around what we can control: our thoughts, responses, and behaviors. When we're mindful in our interactions, we're not distracted by external noise or the need for immediate validation. We engage with others because we genuinely value the exchange, not because we seek approval or admiration. This authenticity fosters deeper relationships built on respect and understanding, rather than on fleeting emotions. When we rush through conversations, we often miss the subtleties, the tone, the unspoken words, the emotions behind the words. By practicing mindfulness, we slow down. We listen not just to respond, but to truly understand the other person. As Thich Nhat Hanh once said, the most precious gift we can offer anyone is our attention. When you give someone your full attention, it changes the dynamic. They feel valued, seen, and heard, and that's something they'll remember and appreciate long after the conversation ends. Mindful interactions also allow us to manage our emotional responses. Instead of reacting impulsively to things that upset us, we take a moment to breathe, assess the situation, and respond with clarity and calm. This creates a sense of emotional stability and balance, which not only benefits us, but also strengthens the relationship. So let's embrace mindfulness in our interactions. It's not about perfecting every conversation, but about being fully present in each one. When you engage mindfully, you bring depth and intention to your relationships, fostering stronger, more meaningful connections. And in doing so, you become someone whose presence is valued and missed, not because of what you say, but because of how you make others feel. Lesson 5. Consistency in communication. Imagine this. When you're consistent in your communication, you're not sending mixed signals or leaving the other person guessing. Instead, you're clear, reliable, and intentional with your words. This steadiness not only builds trust, but also fosters a sense of security in your relationship. Your partner begins to see you, not just as someone who speaks, but as someone whose words and actions align over time. This kind of predictability doesn't lead to boredom. It sparks admiration because they know they can rely on you to communicate openly and honestly. When you're consistent, you're not swayed by momentary emotions or external pressures. You're able to maintain a balanced approach, ensuring that your communication remains rooted in understanding and respect. This creates a healthy dynamic where both parties feel safe to express themselves, knowing that you won't suddenly withdraw or change your tone without reason. Over time, this reliability becomes something they value deeply, and when you're not around, they start to miss that steady, dependable side of you. Seneca once said, "A gift consists not in what is done or given, but in the intention of the giver or doer." In communication, it's not just about the words you say, but the intention behind them and how consistently you show up in your interactions. This reliability in communication becomes a gift in itself, one that strengthens your relationship and deepens the connection you share. So embrace consistency in communication. It's not about repeating yourself or becoming predictable in a dull way. It's about being someone whose words hold weight and whose presence brings assurance. When you communicate with this level of dependability, you'll find that your partner keeps you on their mind, appreciating the sense of trust and stability you bring to the table. And in the moments of silence, they'll miss the comfort of your thoughtful and consistent voice. Lesson 6. Purposeful living. In our fast-paced world, it's easy to get caught up in routines, chasing goals that are more about external validation than true fulfillment. We often measure success by how busy we are, how much we accomplish, or how others perceive our achievements. But what if I told you there's a more meaningful way to live? Purposeful living isn't about doing more. It's about doing what matters, living in alignment with your core values, passions, and principles. The Stoic path teaches us to focus on what we can control, our choices, our mindset, and how we spend our time. When we live with purpose, we shift away from the distractions of superficial success and invest our energy in actions that align with who we truly are. Marcus Aurelius once said, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one." This embodies purposeful living, acting with intention rather than drifting aimlessly. When we live with purpose, we stop reacting to the demands of others or societal expectations. Instead, we actively create a life that reflects our true desires and beliefs. This sense of direction becomes empowering. We're no longer seeking validation from others because we find fulfillment in the journey of living authentically. The irony? When you stop looking for approval and start focusing on living your purpose, you become more magnetic. People are drawn to those who are passionate and clear about their path, and they begin to admire and, yes, even miss your focused and purposeful presence. Purposeful living is not about perfection or achieving grand goals. It's about aligning your everyday actions with what truly matters to you, whether it's personal growth, building meaningful relationships, or contributing to something larger than yourself. By cultivating this focus, you find a deeper sense of contentment that isn't swayed by external circumstances or fleeting successes. So let's embrace purposeful living. Start by asking yourself what drives you, what values guide your decisions, and what kind of legacy you want to create. When you live with intention, every step becomes more meaningful, and you'll discover that true fulfillment isn't found in accolades or status. It's found in living a life true to yourself. Lesson 7. Moderation in emotions. Imagine this. When you practice moderation in emotions, you're not overwhelmed by highs or lows. Instead, you navigate through life with a sense of calm and balance, not allowing extreme emotions to control your actions. This emotional steadiness doesn't mean suppressing your feelings or being detached. Rather, it's about managing your emotional responses in a way that reflects inner strength and resilience. And here's the beauty of it: when you cultivate this emotional moderation, others begin to notice your calm composure. They admire the way you handle challenges with grace, and they start to miss the sense of stability you bring into their lives. In relationships, emotional moderation creates a healthy dynamic. You're not reacting impulsively to every disagreement or letting emotions dictate your every move. Instead, you respond thoughtfully, giving space for understanding and resolution. As Epictetus taught, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. By controlling your reactions, you demonstrate maturity and emotional intelligence, qualities that naturally draw others to you. When you're not riding the wave of emotional extremes, you create a sense of security in your interactions. Your partner feels safe, knowing you won't overreact or withdraw when things get tough. This emotional consistency builds trust and deepens the connection. And in moments of distance, they reflect on how you've always been the calm in the storm, the steady presence they admire. So, embrace moderation in your emotions. It's not about becoming emotionless, it's about finding balance. When you're in control of your emotional responses, you foster a deeper, more respectful admiration from others. They'll not only appreciate your emotional stability, but will miss the peace and steadiness you bring, especially in moments of uncertainty. Emotional moderation is a quiet strength, and as you cultivate it, you'll find others keeping you in their thoughts, valuing the serenity and balance you add to their lives. Lesson 8. Resilience in adversity. In our pursuit of a meaningful life, it's easy to be overwhelmed by challenges and setbacks. We often measure our strength by how well we avoid or escape difficulties. But what if I told you there's a more empowering approach to facing adversity? Resilience in adversity isn't about never encountering problems. It's about how we respond when life throws us curveballs. It's about cultivating inner strength and adapting to difficulties with grace and determination. The Stoic philosophy teaches us to focus on what we can control: our responses, our mindset, and our actions, while accepting what we cannot control, such as external circumstances and other people's behavior. As Marcus Aurelius wisely said, the impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. This mindset turns obstacles into opportunities for growth, helping us to face adversity with a calm and determined spirit. When you embody resilience, you handle challenges with poise and purpose. You don't let setbacks define you or dictate your emotions. Instead, you see them as chances to strengthen your character and refine your goals. This approach doesn't mean ignoring your struggles, but rather embracing them as part of your journey. It's about maintaining a steady course even when the seas are rough, demonstrating to others that you're someone who can be counted on in difficult times. By fostering resilience, you not only build your own inner fortitude, but also inspire admiration from those around you. People are naturally drawn to individuals who confront adversity with courage and perseverance. Your strength becomes a beacon of hope and a source of respect. As you face challenges head-on, others see the depth of your character and begin to value, and yes, miss the unwavering support and strength you provide. So embrace resilience in adversity. It's not about pretending that everything is perfect, but about confronting life's challenges with a constructive mindset. When you navigate difficulties with this strength, you enrich your own life and become a source of inspiration for others. They will remember your fortitude and miss the steady presence you bring, especially when faced with their own trials. Resilience transforms obstacles into pathways for growth and deepens the respect and admiration others have for you. Lesson 9. Consistency in character. Imagine this. When you are consistent in your character, your values and principles remain unwavering regardless of the circumstances. You're not swayed by temporary emotions or external pressures. Instead, you act with integrity and authenticity day in and day out. This consistency doesn't just build trust. It also fosters deep respect and admiration from those around you. Your friends, family, and colleagues see you not just as someone who talks about values, but as someone who lives them. When your character remains steadfast, people start to rely on you for your reliability and honesty. They observe how you handle challenges with the same principles you uphold in your everyday life. As Aristotle famously said, we are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act but a habit. This consistency in character becomes a hallmark of your identity, shaping how others perceive and respect you. Consistency in character creates a sense of stability in your relationships. Others feel secure knowing that you'll act according to the same values whether you're in the spotlight or behind the scenes. It's not about perfection but about steadfast adherence to your principles, which fosters a deep trust. When you maintain this unwavering character, those around you notice the strength and reliability you offer. They begin to appreciate and even miss the comfort of your consistent presence, especially when faced with uncertainty or change. So embrace consistency in your character. It's not about being rigid or unchanging. It's about maintaining a reliable and true reflection of who you are, regardless of the circumstances. When you embody this steadfastness, you deepen your relationships and create a lasting impression. People will keep you on their minds, valuing and missing the dependable, principled presence you bring into their lives. Consistency in character doesn't just define who you are, it enhances how others see and cherish you. In conclusion, if you found these strategies enlightening and are eager to delve deeper into the art of creating lasting impressions and fostering genuine connections, I encourage you to explore more of our content right here on the screen. Our resources are brimming with insights, tips, and real-life stories to help you master the delicate balance of presence and absence. Remember, absence makes the heart grow fonder, as the old saying goes. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel for more compelling content. Share your experiences and insights in the comments below. We'd love to hear how these tips have worked for you. Let's embark on this journey of meaningful connections and emotional impact together. Here's to crafting memorable moments, nurturing deeper bonds, and creating a lasting impression. Thank you for being part of our community. See you soon.